Hello, I'm Bernard Hickey from Interest.co.nz and welcome to 90 at 9, brought to you in association with Bank of New Zealand. This is your morning briefing where you get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, starting now with news that US Federal Reserve Chairman Bernanke has told Congress that the current stimulus of 0% interest rates until 2014 is enough for now. He says that petrol price inflation is starting to pick up, and he pointed to a faster rebound in jobs than expected. Now, the key thing here is that the markets took this to mean the US Federal Reserve may not print money again in a third round of quantitative easing, sometimes called QE3. Now, US stocks fell a bit, but gold was the big mover. It fell $75 an ounce to $1,709 an ounce. That's the biggest fall so far this year. The oil price also fell quite a bit, just less than $1 to $121 a barrel. Meanwhile, also overnight, the European Central Bank lent banks in Europe €529 billion for 3 years at 1%. Great money if you could get it. 800 banks were involved, which was quite a bit more than expected. European bond yields fell after this news, which for Europe is good news. And the reason for this is banks will borrow that money from the central bank at 1% and then go to their governments, lend that money on to them at 2, 3, 4, 5% and make a healthy profit on the way through. It's called the carry trade. Some of that money may leak out into our part of the world as well. About €300 billion net extra has been lent by the European Central Bank. That was more than the $193 billion lent the first time they did this before Christmas. Now, this has calmed down financial markets and may mean some of the higher funding costs that our banks were facing has gone away a little bit. Meanwhile, the New Zealand Institute of Economic Research has forecast relatively weak growth this year and next year, weaker than other economists, and they don't see a rate hike until 2013. All of this meant the New Zealand dollar couldn't quite get over that 84 US cent mark last night. Those nerves about no QE3 are also weighing in the UK as well. I'm Bernard Hickey. That was 90 at 9, brought to you in association with Bank of New Zealand.